Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurus Moth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the 1/35th scale zombie T-Rex Cannibal Corpse plain version figure from Rebor. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure is positively stunning, and Rebor always absolutely just knocks it out of the park with everything they do, and especially, you know, their take on Rexy was pretty much, it's one of my favorite items in my collection, period, and this very much falls in with that. Just not only that, it actually knocks it, like kicks it up a notch, and yeah, just so much detail and sculpt, and like, I mean, obviously you can see the basic form of the T-Rex I think is pretty much perfect. All the proportions are exactly what they should be. Then you just get all of that wear and tear with obviously the decay, the like white eye here on the left side. On the right side, we got a little bit, pardon me, a little bit not as eaten away, but I still get the whited out eye. You know, we get all that texture. The inside of the mouth is all bloody. Like gonna knock everything over here with the tail. We got a really nice gloss on the inside of the mouth too, to kind of give it that wet look. Just tons of just zombification. We get the nice exposure of like the ribs. We get the intestines coming out here on the bottom, just totally gnarly. Love the actual kind of turning in of the arms, just give it that extra zombie posture. You can see that the nails are painted as well. Just everything done exquisitely here. We get a lot of muscle tissue and nice layers to that as well. So it's not just red, it's got that kind of yellow under it to kind of give it more of that sense of, well, not really life, but you know, just, oh, so good. So good. And we can see that continues onto the tail, pardon me. So just lots of attention to detail, especially where things were worn. As you can see, like you can see that looks like it would be the muscles under the tail. It does match kind of the skin that you would assume would be there to a degree, or as it should, as it relates to muscle. And then we can see the other side, again, not quite as decayed, but we do get the scapula poking out here from the muscles, and we get that kind of bone color under the blood. Just really good stuff. Cannot say enough about this. We even get those, you know, subtle stripes that we saw again on their version of Rexy. Just done perfectly. I could not sing the praises of this thing enough, honestly. Also, speaking of going back to the posture, we do have the leg coming in a little bit. So again, kind of like just off gate a little bit. You know, obviously it's supposed to be dead and decayed, you know, dead on. See, you know, the snout's completely worn off. Just so much good stuff. Just, yeah, absolutely exquisite looking figure. We actually do get a couple of accessories here with the Cannibal Corpse T-Rex, and one is necessary, one is optional. So the necessary one is certainly the stand. So we can see just a kind of circular base. We got a just kind of clear acrylic rod, and then just this little curve here to kind of hold the figure. I currently have the figure kind of with its tail wedged against the doorway, so that's what's keeping it standing, but otherwise it is definitely going to tip over. So this is absolutely necessary, unfortunately, but it's part of the aesthetic of the figure and just kind of keeping it in standing up. So there's that. Then we get this arm of some other sort of creature. We can see the 4 claws there. We can see a lot of, you know, kind of cut in like teeth space. You can see the exposed bone here on the end. Just again, loving attention to detail in terms of the bone, the blood, just everything. And you can see that these marks are in a very specific pattern, and that is because we take our T-Rex, these line up with both the bottom and top jaw, and just kind of wedge that in there, and it fits perfectly, just as it should. So it's really cool, again, that they kind of went to those lengths and that you have that option. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. We actually do get some articulation with this figure. Again, it is kind of more, or I didn't say that earlier, but it is more of a model or a statue really than a figure, but it does have some posability. So we do get that opening and closing jaw, as we saw earlier, to both accommodate that hand and just kind of to give you options. We do get some swivel here at the arms, so you can go really far down, bring them up pretty much all the way. Actually going to run into the sculpt about there. And on this side, actually going to do a full 360 on the left. So there's that. And then we get a bendy wire in the tail. So you can go pretty much anywhere you want to go there. So you can do pretty much complete J pose. You can come up or down. So really nice bendy wire as well. But that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some other T-Rex models from Safari and Papo, with some domestics, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with Articulate Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Zombie T-Rex Cannibal Corpse plain version 1/35th scale figure from Rebor is that this is a thing of absolute grotesque beauty. Just the sculpt, the paint, the attention to detail, just beautifully done all around. If you have any familiarity with Rebor, you kind of know what you're getting here. Just high quality, and it makes me sad to have seen recently that apparently there's still some tension behind the scenes in a grander sense, and it's really just not as much of a passion thing as possible, which you could not tell from the final product here, because this absolutely just like radiates passion in terms of, again, just how much love and attention to detail was put into this. I cannot recommend it enough. If this is the sort of weirdness that appeals to you, go for it. I cannot recommend it enough. As far as I'm aware, the only place I could find it, or that, I mean, I tend to frequent Big Bad Toy Store, but it's the only place I've seen it, and I jumped on it as soon as it went up. So I will have that link in the description below for you if you are interested in picking this up. But that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, hope to see you back here, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's just escape the world for a while. Look at some beautiful, beautiful plastic, and have a time. So really, at the end of the day, I just hope that you're well. Hope that all of your toy dreams come true, and most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.